Overwatch 2 brought us some really cool skins this week, and one of those is the new Aztec Sombra skin, and today we're going to be deciding if that skin is worth it or not. So right now the Aztec skin is actually in the item shop for $1,500, and I don't know why it says 21% off in here, because I mean normally all these legendary skins would be $1,900, but for whatever reason it's $1,500 in the item shop, even though we're not bundling anything, so whatever. So obviously this skin is actually a very big reimagined form of the Aztec civilization in South America. And so first off, let's take a look at this face. So as you can see in the face, it is, what is really cool is Sombra is actually from like South America and stuff like that. So this is a really good fit for the skin first off. But I love that we have that green war paint. We have these really cool piercings that go through her nose, kind of like how it would be back in the day with that kind of stuff. What I wish we would have seen, because we have these little earrings, they're not even really earrings, but I feel like they're modeled after them, that hang down from the eagle mask. I really wish we could have seen some really big piercings in the ears for Sombra, but I really like this green face paint we have on here. Her eyes are even green in the skin. She has these really cool paint on her chin of the green. And anyways, onto the headdress itself, we have this really cool eagle slash some other bird. I'm assuming it's an eagle because that's kind of like, that was a big thing back then. It is very gold plated, it is white, even has this really cool point right here on the side that encases the eyes so that when you're looking at it, it looks very menacing. I love that the feathers in the back aren't traditional feather shapes. So right here we have some that are actually really blocky, and they're not kind of like the feathers you normally see with the tips on them. But I really think that's really cool. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It even fades from green to this really orangey red. Phenomenal. But moving down to the arms, we actually have these cool gauntlets. I mean, look at this. It is a nice little leather material. The leather is actually worn too. You can actually see kind of little scratches on it. It's not just one solid color. That's really awesome. I like when they do that. It also has some more of those feathers that actually fade from green to that little orangey red. We have some nice gold-plated wrist things. Even on the fingers, she has these really cool sharp fingers that would actually be used as kind of like a weapon. So they're like little finger knives almost that like slip on the finger, kind of like a ring, but it's a tip. That's really cool. I love how we actually have these little gold skeleton hand things that actually go across from the little wrist, actually all the way to the fingertips to give it a little bit more ornate details. We have these little Aztec ruins right here in the middle as well. And both of the gloves are exactly the same. And the last detail I want to point out is this little eagle slash hawk bird, whatever thing it is, that actually looks like the headdress. Onto the forearms, we have these really cool gold rings that actually go all the way around her bicep. On the back, we have this really cool asymmetrical pattern of a cape. We have one side that's kind of like a really sharp point and another side that goes all the way around her back and kind of encases it. It has this cool little leather texture on the side of it to give it a little bit more of just kind of like that little green detail. On the middle as well, you can actually, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it, but it has this really cool pattern on the green cloth as well. Look at that. Again, on the back, we have some more of those really pretty green to orange feathers encased in this little, you know, golden little ornate detail. The belt we have here is really cool. It actually has some rubies on the middle of it. So we have about, it looks to be about, what, six little rubies. We have another little Mayan or Aztec symbol right here in the middle. That is really cool. We have another form of this little cape right here along the waist, kind of like a little mini skirt that goes all the way around. And on this one is actually really cool because it looks like we have some obsidian knives up here on the side, like some obsidian little pointy things right here, all the way around the side. I love that we have that same stitch leather pattern. And right here we actually have this little loincloth that actually has this like tangerine pink and some gold ornate details all the way at the bottom. We even have some really cool like fluttered leather right here that goes around her calf muscles. And lastly, for the shoes, we actually have some pretty cool sandals. It doesn't look like the toenails are painted, but we do have some really cool gold on the outsoles of that. So anyways, now we've looked at the skin, let's take a look at this pistol. Man, that is cool. We have some really cool highlighted green in here. So we have really like glowy green on the middle of it. I wish the eye was a little bit more like glowy green. It's there, but it's not as much. We have this really cool reticle up here at the top that is also green and gold. We have a lot of the gold encasing most of the weapon. And what I really think is cool about this is we have, again, this little eagle head in the back with the eyeball right here. So it is, you know, it's in the shape of the eye. We have the little beak right here. But what's really cool is instead of there actually being feathers on the skin out of the back, we actually have this cool little gold and metal with rock on the middle that actually make up those feathers. Right here, the mag, we actually have what kind of looks to be like a snake pattern that goes all the way down in gold. We have some leather wrap on the side of the gun. I mean, look, this gun is phenomenal. So now that we have the skin, let's go through some of these emotes. We have amused. Boop. Hold on. Marionette. Masterpiece. Regifted. Dance. And sit. Up next, we have our victory poses. We have hacked, kneeling, rising, pumpkinette, toast, sparklers, translocator, metal, and data cube. And lastly, for the highlight intros, we have hacking, pulse, undetected, and finally, translocating. And now that we've gone through all those, let's check out this gold gun. So this is what it looks like before. We have a lot of that gold aspects on it already, so I'm kind of interested to know what happens. And here's the gold. Oh my gosh. Dude, that looks so good. It looks so much better with a lot more gold, and now it actually shines and sparkles. Look at that. I love that it kept the green, the highlighted green. Oh, that is phenomenal. Oh, I'm ready to see this in game. All right, let's check out the Sombra skins highlight intro. Man, that looks so cool. You know, I didn't even notice this little knife on her chest, but it's kind of like a little keychain. It has some ruby behind it. I wish there wasn't a thing blocking it, but look at that. She looks so menacing. You can see that piercing a lot more up close. There's even a slit in the eyebrow that I didn't even notice. Again, I really love those little finger knives. Anyways, let's check the skin out in game. So up first, obviously, most of the time, all we can really see is the gun, but let's check this out. So the gun itself looks really, really, really cool. I love that the reticle is a lot more highlighted than most of the skin, because it really does pop. I love that little line of detail that goes on the side of the gun, and it's also highlighted. That bird, it is a little, you know, I feel like we could have seen a little bit more, but you can't tell that it's, I feel like you can't even tell that it's a bird in game. I mean, I love the feathers sticking out of the back with the gold plating on it. I mean, the leather wrapping. This is all just very, very culturally appropriate, I think. I mean, this, I feel like it's just, if Sombra was an Aztec, this is exactly what it would look like. Up close, you can actually even see little finger knives on her finger right there, right below all of her abilities. But anyways, what does our high look like? Oh man, look at that. You can see it even more. That is so good. And we actually melee with the butt of the gun. I forgot about that. So anyway, let's just check out this shots. Okay, so we actually have that cool little firing flare in the beginning of it with the purple encasing. Man, so it's kind of like a fire and purple effect when you shoot. That's really cool. What's our reload animation look like? Man, that mag is so cool. That mag is so cool. And you can actually see more of the arm as well when she's reloading. That's awesome. All right, what's our hack look like when we do this? You know, sometimes I really wish they would have changed the colors of the hack itself. I mean, it's purple because it's Sombra, but I really wish, in this case, I really wish we would have gotten a green. I feel like a translucent green that we have like on the side of the gun right here would have looked phenomenal. But no, we just have the purple, but it's okay. What's our translocator look like? What? They didn't change the colors of the translocator on this skin? I feel like they normally do that. I mean, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong. But I feel like they normally change that a little bit. Okay, well, that's a little disappointing. Okay, anyways, let's go invisible. Yeah, so this is what it looks like invisible. You can still see the green on the reticle right there. That's actually kind of cool. And I've been down here actually trying to kill all these robots for quite a minute now, and I haven't gotten any unique voice lines. But now that we've gone through all of that, let's check out this little ult real quick. Propaganda les mutos. Awesome. Okay, well, there's nothing unique there. So now that we've gone through all that, let's talk about this skin. So at first, the negatives. I really wish in-game this gun would have looked a little bit cooler. I wish we could see a little bit more angles of that bird down there. And, you know, honestly, now that I think about it, I really wish we could have gotten more, like, highlighted green throughout the skin. Because it really is just on the gun. There's not much other than the eyeballs on the headdress that are highlighted green. Kind of like that, like, translucent green. It looks so freaking good. I wish we had a little bit more of that. You know, I wish we had a little bit more of the feathers on the gun as too. Like, you know, if we could have put the feathers on the gun, I know that would have been a little bit too much, I feel like, but I feel like it would have looked really, really, really nice. Other than no unique voice lines, I think that's pretty much the only thing I have for the negatives on this. Positives, I think they did such a great job with this skin. Like, seriously, it's so culturally appropriate. I love the jade. I love the obsidian knives. I love just all of the coloring. I think it fits so well with that type of culture. It is phenomenal. I love the feathers. I think that is probably my favorite part of the entire skin, is the green feathers that fade to that orangey red. It's phenomenal. I love the headdress. I really like the fingers. I think the fingers are probably my favorite part of the skin. I just love, look at this. I love the knobs on the fingers. Those are so cool. There's so little cool details that nobody would ever notice, but it's there, and they put the time into doing it. You know, another negative, I wish we could have gotten the green, like, hack ability. That would have been really cool. But, I mean, other than all of that kind of stuff, I really think that the skin is super, super, super good. It's definitely one of my top favorites for Sombra. Absolutely. I'm serious. I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to give this skin a 9 out of 10, just for how pretty it is, for how appropriately awesome and accurate it is for the Aztec civilization, stuff like that. And I really do think that this skin is worth it, especially now that it's in the item shop for 400 coins off right now. Get it. So anyways, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.